Hello, Taurus Rising, Sun, and Moon Signs. Welcome to your monthly September tarot reading. I'm Annie, the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to try and get you some helpful, insightful messages. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at a later date. Sometimes tarot messages make more sense in the future, so again, be open to that. Let's see, what else? You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is just an energy check-in, some optional advice or guidance for those who are seeking it. Let's try and have some fun and get you some helpful, insightful messages. All right. I feel like the money collector is coming. Something that you knew was like pending or possibly delayed with like the Venus retrograde. Venus rules our money and sort of, luxury things. I don't know. I'm sort of getting the idea that you're going to have to pay up. And the thing is, I don't think this comes as a shock, but it is kind of a disappointment. That's the first message out, which I know isn't a great one, but you guys know me by now. I'm a straight shooter. So yeah, I don't know. With the Five of Pentacles coming up here, I feel like maybe it's a forewarning, like, yeah, that thing that, you've been dodging, it's time to, like, what is that? Feed the meter or pay the piper, whatever the expression is. There is going to be money put into something that's a little bit outside of your control. I almost feel like you've already enjoyed what you could enjoy of it, and now it's like it's time to pay the credit card bill for, like, the vacation you took, something like that, something where maybe you spent money that wasn't yours and now you have that debt or that loan or something that needs to be paid back. But you will do it, Taurus. Following that is the Wheel of Fortune, so more money is going to come in, right, and replenish the bank account. But yeah, you might be feeling a little bit strained or stressed just because you're going to have to pay out something that, I don't know. I think you enjoyed whatever it was, but you don't want to pay the bill for some reason. Or maybe there was miscommunication on who was going to foot the bill. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. It's surrounded by very positive cards for what it's worth. So I would take that to heart, and that the Wheel of Fortune, and also in this deck, the Standing Stone, which is justice. So to me, it's like the universe is saying, like, yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Like, it's equal. It's justice, essentially, is what that card is. So anyway, since we're talking about money, let's look a little bit more into it. You do have one of my favorite pentacle cards, the Eight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, but they're actually sort of at odds. So with Mars coming up next to this card, I think there's a lot of energy that's going to be put into your work life. It could manifest as some sort of like more independent streak in the coming month or so, doing things more independently or just being really self-sufficient. It could make you a little bit edgy. I see you sort of really honing in on your skill or your craft or whatever it is that you do for work and enjoying it. I think that's really important to recognize with the Eight of Pentacles. It's a beautiful card. It's a sun in Virgo, I believe, is the planetary connotation. So it's about identifying with the work you do. And I always note it's like putting a little piece of yourself into whatever it is you're creating. Whether you're at an office job sitting behind a desk, whether you're waiting tables, whether you're up on stage singing, it doesn't matter. It's about giving a piece of yourself and that pride of putting your heart and soul into it, whatever that is. So it is a card of pleasure and enjoyment, but it is a card of rolling up the sleeves and working hard. So with that Mars energy, you may have to work a little bit harder. I also sort of get the sense that you want to be left alone. It's almost like, I think the word obsession is too strong, but there's sort of this idea that, like, you're in the zone and you're really focused and everything else is just a distraction. In fact, with this, the Four of Pentacles, it's like the distraction or of like outside interference or other people. It's like you have no time for that. And so I will say, I would caution you just a tiny bit with your interactions, because it seems like you could be a little bit dismissive. If not of a coworker, potentially of a partner, a romantic partner maybe, or a family member, or even your child. Or it could just be that, you're kicking butt at work and you come home and at the end of the day you're exhausted, but you have like no social skills left. You're just like, I don't want to deal with people. So I get it, but just a gentle reminder. This card, you can tell someone's a little bit upset. Like the person in the background is trying to offer their cup, and I think this is you, Taurus, because it makes sense in terms of the storyline here, where it's like you got nothing left to give at the end of the day. But with that, try and put your best foot forward, right? Or just be really honest with that person about where you're at. I think that would help. Especially your Aries person, I'm going to say that, or possibly your fire sign person, especially. It's very easy to diminish, or what's the word, extinguish really those bright flames of the fire sign, right? It's like they want you to be thriving and happy and bubbly at their level, and sometimes like you just don't have it in you. So anyway, so yes, in terms of money, you may be putting money towards your education. Let's see, or taking a class or course or something to increase or expand your knowledge on something, particularly online courses. Something seems to be catching your fancy. There's sort of like it's shrouded in mystery for you, and there's something about sort of like a detective nature there. It's like you want to uncover it, you want to find out what the big deal is, what the big secret is. So it could even be some sort of like spiritual matter. I also see some of you spending money on musical instruments or educational courses to learn music, to sing, to write music, something like that, especially involving like arts. Yeah, something artistic or especially musical. Musical's really coming through. If it's not education or courses, it might just be spending money to go on some sort of concert or some sort of festival. So I see you spending money on that. And that might be where this card comes in, is because there's lots of fun and exciting opportunities for you, especially with your Pisces friend. You have a double confirmation there. But yeah, it's like we might be burning the candle at both ends in terms of like the bank account. Like it's the input isn't matching the output. So just be aware of that. Again, that's temporary. I don't see that being lasting, but Let's see. There seems to be something very exciting happening in the workplace, though. And it does have to do with this sort of energy of, again, honing in on your craft or really putting a lot more time and effort into something and then starting to see the results. It's like you're finally seeing something blossom. It's like metaphorically, you've been sowing the seeds for a long time now and you're seeing the results, and it's making you like dance with joy. It's making you very happy and this great feeling of accomplishment. And there seems to be people like celebrating you and giving you, well-deserved credit and recognition. Let's see. There's so many themes of music this time around. I don't know if any of you are pursuing a career in musical performance of any kind. I see that being successful. I have to say it because I see it. I know that obviously won't be for everybody, but I do see you being more in the spotlight, though. Again, with that Sun card and with the Green Man in this deck, that's the Fool. It's like this new energy, and it's just, you can see in the depiction, like it's bursting with energy. The people there are just like happy and thriving and alive. I don't know why this message is coming through, but to me, there's an important message of, make sure you don't forget the small people when you blow up to major success. It's like, remember who helped get you there. Because I do think, especially with Taurus, there's such a loyalty and a long-lasting stability to a lot of your relationships. So you might actually end up being in a position where you're able to help some sort of connection or friend out and bring them in. I don't know if you acquire some sort of leadership role per se, but things seem to be going well. You have 3 very strong cards in sort of what I would consider work, finance, career placements here. And so I like that very much. So let's see. So a big area of focus for you during Virgo season is what gives you pleasure and what you do for fun. Sort of what you give birth to, if you will, your creative hobbies, things of that sort, and also maybe your sex life too. But you have an interesting card placed there too. So you have the 9 of Wands, the Moon in Sagittarius. I just heard that quote from The Shining when he's kind of going manic on the typewriter, and he writes, "All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy." I don't know why that came through, but maybe somebody out there is named Jack. I don't know. Maybe that's significant. Maybe you just watched The Shining. I don't think it's meant to be creepy or ominous in any way. I think it's about balance. Again, with this justice, again, it's called the standing stone here. This balance of work and play. You absolutely need to make time for both. And I see you Tauruses for the most part, giving 110% in the workplace, or even if it's a side project or a side hustle. Maybe it's something you're just doing for fun. Maybe it's not necessarily something that's earning you income yet, but I think it will. Whatever this is that like you're putting your heart and soul into, and like you're reaping the rewards from it, it seems to be taking away from other opportunities that could provide a lot of fun and amusement and adventure and entertainment. How's your dating life? How's your love life? How's your sex life? I'm being asked to ask you that in this reading. Let's see. Again, money might be a small factor. You might be feeling like you're not able to go out and do the things you would normally want to do. Again, I want to emphasize the fact that is not forever. So, I don't want you to walk away disappointed from this tarot reading. I'm just, what I see is that money is kind of like a subject that we need to be more careful in the coming months, more practical with our spending habits. For those who are not in a long-term relationship, for those who are dating or playing the field or just kind of, looking casually, there's potential with a fire sign. But you guys seem to be maybe a little bit at odds, especially a Leo, but it could be a Sagittarius or an Aries as well. They seem to be on the move a lot, like on the go. There's a lot of travel, and you seem to be at work a lot, so it might not even be a personality clash. It just seems like the universe is not, it's like you guys aren't in alignment. Not because you don't want to be, it's just there's something about your schedules don't seem to align. So what can I tell you about that? So I wouldn't try and force things. I would let it happen organically. I certainly wouldn't rearrange your entire schedule to meet their needs, because I don't necessarily sense that they're going to want to do that for you. There's like a mutual, like, yeah, okay, like I'm interested, but I don't know, neither one of you seem like super head over heels. So maybe that's a good thing. I would let this kind of play out the way it's supposed to. Because trying to force a connection that never really works out. So be patient. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I feel like there's other things coming in though that are occupying your time. So that would be my advice there. Let's see. So we have a Knight of Wands. Oh, and this is where you meet up. Interesting. Okay. So you could have met this person around your birthday or something about Taurus season. I don't know why that's significant, but that seems to be when the connection started. So that would have been, early May? I think that's right. Late April, early May. I hope I have my dates right. But anyway, Taurus season. So there was some sort of spark. There was some sort of connection. But then, it's like work matters came between you guys, or possibly travel. There might be a distance between you guys, which is causing, or it's quite challenging for you guys to meet up. I'm trying to see where this goes. So let's see here. I see a lot of work. But where's the fun? Where's the activities? Yeah, that seems to be a challenge with the Nine of Wands coming up there. There's certainly a spotlight being put on that area of your life, but are you honoring that need or that desire to have fun and sort of like childlike enthusiasm and just do it because it's fun, be playful, seek avenues and outlets of joy. It's like I see you pondering it, but I don't actually see you going after it. So for some of you, it's possible that you may impulsively decide to go visit this person, especially if they live in, like a couple cities or a couple towns over. So let me see how that's going to play out. The initial connections seem kind of cute, but again, like it doesn't feel like it's stoked with passion. It's a little bit, it's a little bit on off in terms of like the lovey-dovey vibes or the flirtation. I think at this point, all I'm seeing is some communication, not lots, but more like via text or email or however, maybe on the apps or however you're doing it. But I don't see a lot of like in-person connection here with, for a lot of you, it seems to be a fire sign. If you have strong fire in your chart, for my Taurus people watching this, it could be another earth sign as well. Yeah, I don't know. My gut reaction with the fire sign is that they enjoy their freedom and they're not necessarily looking to lock it down and be exclusive. I think they're on the dating scene and just kind of seeing what presents. I also think they have a job that requires a lot from them. And so they truly are busy. That's not just a line. But, ultimately, we make time for the people we care about. And, if this person truly and honestly wants to make plans and see you, you guys will figure it out and make it happen. But again, I'm going to point you towards the equilibrium here, the balance card of like, it's a two-way street. It can't be one person, completely changing their life and their schedule to meet the needs of the other. Certainly, we go through seasons where, maybe one person needs to be more flexible. But I don't know, my vibe on this is if you're just kind of casually dating or hooking up or there isn't really like a label on it, then yeah, like this has some potential. But right now I don't see it becoming anything in the history books, so to say. At least with one of these options. Let me see if there's anything else here. I do think a Pisces from the past is coming back for a lot of you guys. They may be making some sort of love offer or flirtation. Of course, you never have to accept that. Some people are very adamant. They don't want to hear anything about people from the past. And, more power to you. That's fine. You never have to take anyone back. Yeah, it seems like you had a Pisces in your past who was like a little bit too wild, a little bit too freewheeling. And so I think you didn't take them seriously or they weren't mature enough. They weren't just at your level. So you didn't view it as a good match. Have they changed their ways? Let's see. Have they changed their ways? Money is still an issue. They're still not bringing in the dough. Not that means everything, but it does have to do with their self-worth too. So yeah, they might. I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about this one too. A couple of your romantic options here seem a little bit wishy-washy to me. So I wouldn't make any finality or final decisions. I would be open-minded and see what comes in. And, if you get invited on a date and you want to go, hey, go, why not? But yeah, the two strongest connections that I see here, they're just kind of in and out. And you seem to be lukewarm about both as well. I think sometimes you get your hopes up, especially about the fire sign, but then like they don't deliver. So then you're like, forget it. Like I'm not going to invest any more time in this. Let's see. So for those who are already in a long-term or committed partnership, I do like that very much. Virgo season, I should say, seems to be a good month. Although it's funny, I was about to say Virgo seems good. So especially for those who are with a Virgo, I'm going to double down on that and say Virgo seems good. Also potential stuff with a Libra. I do see Virgo twice. So if you are dating a Virgo and it seems to be going well and it doesn't follow the storyline that we've already covered, then yeah, of what we've seen so far, that seems nice. Again, for those in long-term relationships, you actually have some really nice cards. What can I tell you? Do we have anything exciting in the works? Possibly a trip with the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. I also see you honoring a member of the family who is, it doesn't have to be recently deceased. It could have been many years ago. Or honoring I'm hearing words like commemoration, or some sort of important moment in someone's past. It may have to do with a relative who was very influential in somebody's life. It could even have to do with some sort of personal achievement or accomplishment. It could be like sobriety or something like that. I do see something about celebrating the journey is sort of what I'm hearing. I know that's sort of a cheesy way of saying it. But you may be celebrating with a journey, quite literally. You may be going on like a trip to celebrate something. I see, Taurus, something about honoring ancestors or people from your past. You may be going to visit the grave of a loved one, or scattering ashes, or doing something again to sort of honor someone who came before you, and appreciate sort of the impact and significance they had on your life and possibly future generations. Yeah, you may even be talking about past relatives, or with children, telling them about great grandpa, or something like that. Of course, that's not for all of you, but just for some of you. But the only reason I mentioned is that seems to be an area of bonding for you and your spouse, or you and your long-term partner, and maybe might reveal a side of them that you haven't really seen before, especially if you're with someone who maybe doesn't like to get too deep into emotions, or doesn't really like to be seen in a vulnerable place. It kind of opens up the floodgates a little bit. I think there might be tears, but it might also be happy tears, or tears of like joy or appreciation, or something about like your legacy. That it feels really nice. I like the energy surrounding that. So, all right, let's get you an oracle card. I've been doing the energy ones a lot. Let's see, what else do I have? What else? Do some of these. I think this is called Shine from the Inside Out. They're just little affirmations, things to say. They're very pretty. A whole bunch came out, but they're short, so we'll do them all. Why not? Today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. And it has a globe. Travel. I'm telling you, travel with that Wheel of Fortune. In your 9th house, no less, which has to do with travel as well. So turn criticism into kindness. Stay away from drama today. And ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. So those might be little things that you guys need to hear. And then I've been doing crystal cards for all the zodiac signs as well. So what can we get for Taurus? Something, if they're following crystal healing or need to be inspired by some energy from the earth, what card wants to come out for my Tauruses? For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. The crystal card is not talking. How about this one? Let's see. Sunstone. I love Sunstone. Creativity and action. Sunstone is associated with the astrological sign of Leo and Libra, both of which were featured strongly in your relationship sector, by the way. It is especially lucky when worn on a Sunday. So maybe you can wear that stone to attract your future person. Who knows? A stone of creativity and determination, the Sunstone invites action, decision-making, and embracing new opportunities. It brings mind and body into alignment and stimulates passion, self-knowledge, and personal transformation. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, book a personal reading. I would love to tap into your energy and do a personal reading for anyone out there who's interested. Other than that, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.